Alright, everybody, good evening. Welcome to another We've Read the Documents live stream. That was ZZ Top TV dinners. I used to listen to ZZ Top with my father, Mark from Houstonic Live. Shout out to Mark, reminded me to play this song if I did another stream for Tucker Carlson. And yeah, we're gonna open up tonight with a funny clip. Funny clip. We gotta laugh sometime. Funny clip. And then we're gonna get to some real serious deep dive. And shout out to Dark Cooper in the chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you for helping me deep dive on this. I appreciate it. Appreciate you helping me get some Tucker information. Let's get to it.
In 2003, Crossfire host Tucker Carlson repeatedly promised that he'd eat his shoes if Senator Hillary Clinton sold 1 million copies of her autobiography. Well, she did. But he had no idea what was coming on this July day when we reminded him of all those rash promises.
Tucker, my friend, get ready to be munching on a little shoe leather coming up pretty soon, huh?
Actually, Paul, I will, in fact, eat my shoes because I'm a man of my word.
I'm going to be curious as to what sort of shoe he chooses, flip-flop or soft leather.
Well, today, Simon & Schuster announced that Senator Clinton has passed the 1 million book sales mark in just 1 month. Kind of reminds me of the old prayer, "Dear Lord, make my words sweet and tender, for I may have to eat them." Tucker, you're going to have to eat some shoe leather, brother.
You know, Paul, it wouldn't be the first time I've had to eat my words.
Oh, my God! Hey, Mrs. Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen.
Tucker bowed to Clinton, didn't he? He bowed to Clinton, chat. You see that? Tucker bowed to Clinton. Oh, boy. Gonna have to eat some shoe leather. Eat some cake.
Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Hello, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I really want you to notice, Tucker, that this is a wingtip. It's a right wing tip.
Gotta have some fun, chat. Gotta have some fun. All right. This first clip, Tucker Carlson come out of a Lockheed Martin sponsored party. Oh boy. Internet Archive saved this one. This is an oldie but goodie.
I'm John Hamilton in front of Club Solera in downtown Minneapolis. Well, the Republican National Convention may have wound down
Minneapolis.
for today, but the party is just getting going here at Club Solera. This is a party sponsored by Lockheed Martin. We couldn't get in, but Tucker Carlson could, the conservative pundit. I interviewed him just moments ago. I'm standing outside the Solera bar in downtown Minneapolis. This is a party sponsored by Lockheed Martin. Why is Lockheed Martin sponsoring a Republican party tonight?
I haven't the faintest idea. I thought this was sponsored by the Distilled Spirits Council. Truly, the liquor lobby. That's why I came. I don't even drink, but I support alcohol.
So Lockheed Martin, major defense
Tucker, you so funny.
contractor. Of course, Dwight D. Eisenhower, when he gave his farewell address in 1961, warned about something he called a military-industrial complex. Do you think we're seeing that here on display tonight in Minneapolis?
I think we're seeing a lot of middle-aged drunk people, actually. I'm not sure that qualifies as the military-industrial complex. But, yeah, if...
Remember, Tucker was in favor of the Iraq War. Now, granted, I was too back then. I was also 17, 16 years old at the time. And he was a pundit on the news saying he's all for it.
This is what the military-industrial complex looks like. I support it.
All right, and of course, Lockheed Martin also produces ballistic missiles for some of the 6,000 nuclear warheads around the United States. So they're buying the drinks tonight?
Well, let me put it this way. As you sleep, and I assume that you, as an American, sleep soundly, these are the people making certain you and your children are not murdered.
Ah. Yeah. Yep. Yep, making sure the military-industrial complex goes round, making that money, bombing and killing innocents. I mean, killing people in phony wars, too, war combatants. But there's a lot of innocent collateral damage. Iraqi lives, Afghani lives. Sleeping soundly, huh? Sleeping soundly because we went after the true people who are involved in 9/11. Pakistani ISI, Russia, Israel, Anglo-American establishment. At least eventually took out bin Laden. Or was he already taken out beforehand?
That'd be another way of describing what they do.
All right, so you're very much in favor of this party tonight.
I had no idea Lockheed Martin had anything to do with it. I'm sort of dim on what Lockheed Martin does, but
No, you're not. That's a fucking... Sorry. Oh, it's a bold-faced lie, Tucker.
I'm not reflexively against Lockheed Martin. I mean, it seems...
Look at that smug face. Look, I mean, anybody who thinks Tucker Carlson's fighting for the little man, you know, he said that if you believe 9/11 was an inside job and had, you know, did not believe the official story, then you should get out of the country. I played that clip last time.
I mean, I've always I'm not taking Lockheed Martin's side in any debate over its practices, but I always have wondered what people who reflexively dismiss defense contractors imagine we would do without them. Like, how do you not need...
I don't know. Not fight phony wars for phony reasons. Send our boys over there to die. Keep money in the coffers and money exchanging hands and backroom deals. I don't know, Tucker. I don't know. Not be the world's police? Isolationism? I don't know.
Need to defend the country? And if not, what do you imagine would happen if we didn't defend the country? I mean, someone needs to, and someone needs to build the tools to do that. And
Well, like me, I mean, you work in the media. Something I've always wondered about, I see an awful lot of Lockheed Martin commercials when I go to, say, the WashingtonPost.com, or I turn on, you know, NBC television or whatnot. But they don't sell anything to the American people. So why are they spending all those millions of dollars in advertising?
I don't strictly know, and again, I literally had no idea Lockheed Martin had anything to do with the free Pellegrino I just imbibed. But you know, a lot of companies do ads, image ads. Archer Daniels Midland. I mean, you're not going to buy soybeans in bulk, are you? You're not.
Yeah, soybeans are the same thing as the military-industrial complex. Big agro, which I have my own issues with, is the exact same as the military-industrial complex, Tucker. Really? Okay.
Not going to buy a tanker full of soybeans, presumably, but you're likely to see a lot of ADM ads because they raise the profile of the company in a way that the company thinks is going to be useful to it in the long run. I mean, to sort of create the feeling that this company is doing a good thing. Whether it actually is or not, I haven't the faintest idea.
Well, do you think all that ad...
Tucker, you're just a disingenuous... Oh, it doesn't matter. Just need the money. Just need the money.
money influences the debate in the media that we watch?
Well, I don't see there is much of a debate about the role of Lockheed Martin or Archer Daniels Midland or those companies. I mean, there's not, you know, the debates that take place in the press are usually along the lines of war in Iraq, good or bad. I mean, they're so impossibly and ludicrously simplistic that they don't dig down very often to the level of individual companies.
All right, finally, Tucker, I see you lost your bow tie tonight. I guess the Republicans are letting their hair down tonight. Is that right?
Well, I'm off duty personally, and I'm headed out to the Ron Paul encampment, which is out in the woods somewhere, outside Minneapolis.
Oh, did Ron Paul teach you non-interventionalism, Tucker? Even though Ron Paul's a CMP Mason shill, at least you could have learned something from him.
Where thousands of Ron Paul acolytes are camped. I don't know where it is. I'm going to look for the glow of torches on the horizon and try and find it.
Thank you for watching this Link TV special.
Thank you, Dark Cooper, for finding me that clip. It was enlightening, brother. Let's continue. Go play a little bit of this. I gotta play the whole thing. Now, remember, last clip, Tucker was trashing Alex Jones. I mean, straight trashing him. Trashing him. Well, I guess Alex Jones must have not have heard that. I'm sure he did, though. Because Carlson was on when Trump was running.
Us until about 50 after is Tucker Carlson. It's a 20-year plus media veteran with a wide variety of experience in journalism, currently at Fox News. Carlson has also been CNN, MSNBC, PBS, you name it, GQ magazine. But really what he's best known for, in my view, is the hard-hitting news exposing both sides of the police state, everything from Black Lives Matter to the private Federal Reserve, you name it, dailycaller.com, which is a mainstay when you see links at Infowars.com or places like DrudgeReport.com. There's so much to cover. Trump, where the dinosaur media is, Are they really on their last legs? I mean, I know you're on Fox. I wouldn't call it dinosaur media because it's at least somewhat conservative, and so it has a big audience. But the others don't have audiences. They're facades. I mean, I can turn on a Facebook mentions at home and get 1.5 million viewers anytime I want. Their biggest show doesn't have 500,000. So when does the zombie finally fall down and die, or can it not die because it's already dead? Tucker Carlson.
I've never heard it put that way, but I love it. I mean, you're watching it die now, and you're watching Donald Trump benefit from its death. I mean, in my view, the worst thing about Trump is the media reaction to him, which is so hyperventilating and self-righteous. It's merely an excuse for reporters to explain that they're morally superior to Donald Trump. You know, he's a bad person. They're great people. It's a vehicle for their vanity and self-aggrandizement. It's disgusting. And, you know, there are things about...
We're still talking about this in 2020. Sounds like talking points.
Trump that I don't agree with, and there are certainly things about his rhetoric that I think ought to be more precise, that he'll explain better. But none of that really compares in emotional impact to the feeling I get watching the press whine about him and declare him dangerous. Every time I hear that, I feel like sending him money.
I agree with you. What about Senator Lindsey Graham, the beauty queen? He is up there just saying it's race baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. Let's watch that clip from the Communist News Network.
Well, I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you like this guy. I think what you like about him, he appears to be strong when the rest of us are weak. He's a very successful businessman, and he's going to make everything great. He's going to take all the problems of the world and put them in a box and make your life better. That's what he's selling. Here's what you're buying. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
Trump's not a strong Christian at all, if he is, Lindsay. Okay. Now, you could say that some of Trump's rhetoric is sowing division across the country right now, and I'd say, yeah, there's some truth to that. You could say that it's applicable. But interesting how Lindsey Graham changed his tune now is all so far up Trump's butt, especially after his lover, in quotation marks, John McCain, passed away. But,
He doesn't represent my party. He doesn't represent the values that the men and women who wear the uniform are fighting for. I've been in the Air Force for 33 years. I retired this June. He's the ISIL Man of the Year, by the way. Just got back from Iraq a week ago this Monday.
Hillary, we played the clip last.
Wait, Donald Trump's the ISIS Man of the Year? Yeah. I just wanted just to show that to set the tone. Remember last clip, Tucker trashed Alex, but then he showed up and, you know, just pumps Trump and how much he loves Alex, and there's no fight back between either other one because they're both CMP, you know. At this point, Alex Jones is overtly CMP. He used to be covertly. He used to be, you know, if you really look hard, you can see that he's always pushed CMP even since the very beginning. I've done a show on it. But he was at least covertly, and he was saying that the right-left paradigm was bullcrap. But by now, Alex Jones has been activated. So you have him and Tucker Carlson. They're fine now when they used to not be okay. And then, of course, this is when Tucker was defending Alex Jones being deplatformed, which in my guess was a limited hangout. Because if you look at the data, it drove people to platforms that Alex Jones and InfoWars could monitor and see how many people are driving directly to them. It's a Barbra Streisand effect. You know? So more people started checking out Alex Jones because of him being deplatformed. It's a ruse. It's a work, as they say in wrestling.
Indisputably right. The Cold War is over. The world has changed. It is time to rethink America's alliances.
God, thank God there's still people that aren't total traitors.
Russia is not a close friend of the United States. But the question is, why should we consider Russia a mortal enemy? Of course Russia spies on us. So do a lot of countries, some of them far more effectively than Russia. The Russian attempt to meddle in our election was comically amateurish. Badly targeted Facebook ads almost nobody saw. Compare that effort to the deep penetration of American industry and the defense sector by the Communist government of China. Or compare it to the remarkable sway that the Sunni Gulf states have over our political process. Or the fact that Latin American countries are changing election outcomes here by forcing demographic change on this country at a rate that American voters consistently say they don't want. Those are all major challenges from foreign powers to our American democracy. They're real.
And say it, Tucker! The Democrats and Republicans are on the goddamn payroll!
Why is that? Well, here's one reason.
Those Chi-Coms, man! You're the traitors! We're gonna get your ass, Brennan! And you too, Mud!
It's the Chi-Coms. Oh, okay. Yeah. Same as it always is, Alex. Now, actually, if you go listen to Tucker on that clip I just played, he talks about how no one was fooled by Russia's involvement directly manipulating people through the election of 2016 and Cambridge Analytica. Like, Tucker completely craps on that. It says no one was fooled by any of that. Well, I was. I was fooled by the Cambridge Analytica ads on Facebook. That's why one of the main reasons, I reinforced my belief to vote for Donald Trump. So, I mean, I guess he doesn't count for me. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, forget Russia hysteria or Cambridge Analytica. It's Facebook and Google you should be worried about. They're choosing your content for you, and they're filtering your content for you. Huh.
2016 presidential election. It doesn't mean that bigger tech companies couldn't do that in the future. Dr. Robert Epstein is a senior research psychologist for the American Institute for Behavioral Research and Technology. He's looked into this carefully and has found some interesting potential facts about it. Dr. Epstein joins us tonight. Doctor, I don't want to make anybody, any of our viewers paranoid, but we talk a lot about the potential effect of big tech on how we live and on our democracy. You've looked into what Google and Facebook could do in an election. Tell us what you found.
Well, Tucker, I've been studying this very carefully now for more than 5 years with multiple randomized controlled experiments around the world for national elections. And I can tell you that we should be paranoid because what Google and Facebook can do is really mind-boggling. If, for example, Mark Zuckerberg on election day last year, if he had chosen to press the enter key early morning and just sent out a message to Hillary Clinton supporters only saying, go out and vote, a go out and vote reminder, that would have sent her an additional 450,000 voters that day with no one knowing that this...
Which would be messed up, but Cambridge Analytica did it, and Facebook didn't have a problem with them buying the ad space to do so. To emotionally manipulate using psychographics on the American population to get them to vote for Donald Trump. In part running by Brad Parscale, who Brad Parscale is Trump's current campaign manager for re-election.
Had occurred. And that's just Facebook. What Google can do is really off the scale. Our experiments show that Google can take a 50-50 split among undecided voters and change it into a 90-10 split with no one knowing that they have been manipulated and without leaving a paper trail for authorities to follow.
How? How could Google do that?
Well, this is work that we're about to break. This is news that's about to break about our newest research, so I can't really go into detail, but it has to do with those search suggestions. Literally, from the very first character that you type into the search bar, you are being manipulated. And we've done 16 months of experiments. We have all the details now. We know exactly how this works. So they've got the search suggestions, which people are just oblivious to, and then, of course, the search results down below.
Okay, so yeah,
but even if it's
a problem with big tech, I agree. But the thing is they're not doing anything to fix it. They're not. Because this clip was March 23rd, 2018, all right? We're going to get to something in a little bit in a minute, but it's better that I go ahead and talk about this now. This was later, granted, all right? Tucker Carlson met with Mark Zuckerberg a year later. Huh. They're in with big tech, you guys. It's all a scam. All of them, right or left, it doesn't matter. They're all in with it. They're all in with the fourth estate. They're all in with big tech. They've infiltrated a majority of the alternative media. It's obvious. But a lot of people don't want to see it. They have their heroes. I'm sorry. I have people that I liked and people that I still like. And yeah, people are going to let you down. People are infallible. I mean, they're fallible, should I say. It's late, I'm sorry. But the thing is if you gotta go with open mind here. If I keep presenting this information, I'm like, okay, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. I mean, with Tucker, there are a lot of people that turn into Fox News who just love him and think they're fighting for him. But how much information? I know for some people there's not going to be enough information for me to ever show you that Tucker Carlson is not our guy. He could care less about you. He's not blue collar. He's blue blood. He's part of the 1%, and he doesn't give a damn about you. He's been on the left and on the right, just like his father. His father was public broadcasting head, Voice of America head, Richard Carlson, worked for the Reagan administration and the George H.W. Bush administration. They play both sides. They don't care about you. Jeez. All right, Neil Sanders' blog. Neil's a dear friend and trusted researcher. To spread favorable propaganda, now this is about this Council for National Policy, okay? Cambridge Analytica, all right? Cambridge Analytica. So far, this blog series has exposed the use of a mind control program called Cambridge Analytica, developed by SCL. I would say it's more emotion control, but it's just semantics. That's used to direct the results of elections across the globe by stealing social media data and utilizing it to create personalized advertising campaigns to make you angry. This program is considered a weapon of the British government and is under export control. The board of this company has direct connections to the establishment, the elites of the United Kingdom and the United States. And then intelligence agencies, Israeli intelligence agency Mossad also has its own version named Black Cube, which was used to help elect Viktor Orban with the help of Benjamin Netanyahu's personal lawyers Finkelstein and Birnbaum, who had previously helped Bibi get elected in Israel with a campaign of lies and false accusations. They have been used to alter the results of elections and promote so-called populist candidates in Africa, Europe, India, and South America. They're also used for Trump campaign and the Brexit campaign. This means the elements of the elites favored both Trump and Brexit. They're financed by the Mercer family, Steve Bannon, the Regnerys, the Shillmans, the Rosenwalds, the Koch brothers, the Wilkes brothers, and the DeVos family, and so much more. One question that needs to be asked is this. If this is about nationalism, why do they promote national pastimes but rather simply stoke a crude fear of outsiders? What if these are all individual national movements and are all sponsored by the same people? Why do they use same media outlets, and why do they all promote the false message, terrified jingoism that ultimately benefits the rich? To spread favorable propaganda, they brought up and promoted a series of allegedly alternative media personalities and platforms with on the surface appear anti-establishment, but are in fact financed by these very same elites. They include Breitbart, The Daily Caller, World Net Daily, Turning Point USA, Rebel Media, Red Ice Radio, Project Veritas, The Rubin Report, The Washington Free Beacon, PragerU, Gatestone Media, Stephen Crowder, Candace Owens, Milo Yiannopoulos, Charlie Kirk, Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro, Dinesh D'Souza, Laura Loomer, Lauren Southern, Tommy Robinson, James O'Keefe, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Glenn Beck, and Richard Spencer. Politicians such as Bolsonaro, Salvini, Le Pen, Orban, Geert Wilders, and Nigel Farage are all recipients of favorable press from these sources, aka they are controlled by the Council for National Policy and that right-wing part of the world order. You're right, Neil. I'm glad when I steered you in the direction of this, you researched it. It's good to have another ally in a fight. Now, I know some people get on Neil because he's leftist, alright? But, I mean, that's his own personal politics. Neil calls out the left too. Now here's another progressive who I don't think is nearly as honest as Neil Sanders is. All right. Shadow Network, Ann Nelson. New digital platforms appeared in 2004. Southern Baptist leader and CNP member Richard Land, co-author of the iVoter Guides, launched the Christian Post, an online evangelical news service. The Christian Post published diverging opinions regarding Republican politicians, but adhered to strict CNP orthodox regarding abortion and same-sex marriage, and amassed a monthly audience of 10 million viewers. The Daily Caller, launched by CNP member Neil Patel and Fox News host Tucker Carlson, and bankrolled by the CNP Foster Friess, will be added to the stable in 2010. We briefly covered that a little bit earlier, but it's good to cover it more often. It's good to reinforce this. The Daily Caller was started by funding by the Council for National Policy. Neil Patel is a member of the CNP. I have not found out if Tucker was or spoke, but I'm pretty darn sure he at least attended a meeting. Here is Foster Friess. Foster Friess was once president of the Council for National Policy. He is a multi-millionaire. He one time served on the board of the Templeton Foundation. We'll cover the Templeton Foundation one day and their involvement in the Noetic Sciences Institute. Why would the CNP and Christianity be really strong in the noetic sciences? Doesn't seem like they would be, but they are. All right. Vice President Dick Cheney will speak to a super secretive conservative policy group in Utah on Friday during his second trip to the state this year. Cheney will address the fall meeting of the Council for National Policy, a group whose self-described message is to provide a free enterprise system, a strong national defense, and support for traditional Western values. The organization, made up of a few hundred powerful conservative activists, holds confidential meetings, and members are advised not to use the same group of communications, according to the New York Times profile of the group. It is noted that Dick Cheney is Foster Friess's neighbor. In the millionaire acres clot of the powerful and wealthy around Jackson Hole. Interesting. Well, Ali Alexander's CNP member, also known as Ali Akbar, also is, Foster Friess funds him, and Ali, tried to steer Kanye West to the clutches of the CNP, as he said. He didn't say exactly like that, but he said that, both him and Candace Owens were all in this nexus. Remember, Foster Friess funded and helped start a Charlie Kirk after a 1-hour meeting and funded Turning Point USA. And, of course, Kanye West moved to Wyoming. And his chiefs of staff, Neil Patel. So Cheney was former chief of staff, was Neil Patel, when he was vice president of the United States. Yeah, Tucker's our guy. With his partner, Tucker Carlson met Friess for lunch and walked away with $3 million in financing for the Daily Caller. What's it going to take? What is it going to take for you people to realize that Tucker Carlson is a fuck? Jesus. Again, further $3 million confirmation, and also we have the Kochs. Aiding the efforts, several of the wealthy members of the Koch network launched media ventures during this period, widening the exposure for partisan attacks. Tucker Carlson was a prospective editor-in-chief. So yes, the Koch Foundation would later back the Daily Caller. So you got the Council for National Policy Kochs. You got Foster Friess. You got Neil Patel. You got Dick, I don't have a heart. I got a artificial heart. Cheney. I don't know what else to say, you guys. Oh, no, I got more. Steve Bannon claims Fox News host Tucker Carlson has more influence on Donald Trump's national security policy than his own advisors. And also remember, Carlson traveled with Trump to meet King Jong-un. With Mike Pompeo, John Bolton. It's Koch versus Mercer's and Wright's big tech brawl. I'm not going to read this article. I'm going to put it in the section. But it's very interesting if you read this article, and I'll put it in chat. They fight, but they don't really fight. Okay? It's weird. So, Carlson, again, is both being funded by the Mercers, CMP, Cambridge Analytica. The Mercers started with Bannon, Cambridge Analytica, and he's being funded by the Kochs. Like, how many people? How many people? Jesus. And then, of course, and you can find this on the left, I'm pretty sure you can. Groups that attack big tech, being funded by the Mercers. Groups that defend big tech, being funded by the Mercers and the Kochs. And Google. Huh. Why would they play both sides? If they care about us and they're fighting against big tech, why would they fund both sides? Is it a Hegelian dialectic? Huh? Huh? Now here's Tucker Carlson defending Paul Manafort. Oh boy.
Jurors were selected today for Paul Manafort's criminal trial in the Eastern District of Virginia. Manafort is in deep trouble, and though he has not been convicted of anything, he's already being punished severely. A large group of FBI agents, all of them armed, stormed into his home earlier this year, apparently surprising his wife in the shower, terrifying his family. They could have made a simple call to...
When Paul Manafort was making his wife have sex with other men when she had a, there's another name for it. Hold on. I'm tired. Traumatic brain injury. And there's emails of Manafort's daughter being like, Dad, she has sexually transmitted diseases. Why are you making her participate in orgies? Okay? After she's had a traumatic brain injury. And we're supposed to think that Paul Manafort's a good guy? He's our guy, y'all.
His lawyer, but they didn't. Manafort then had his bail revoked in an unusual penalty, that is, for a 68-year-old man with no criminal convictions. He has been held in solitary confinement pretty much ever since for 23 hours a day. For the crimes he's accused of in the state of Virginia, Manafort now faces 305 years in prison. That's several life sentences. So what exactly is Paul Manafort accused of doing? If you guess murder, guess again.
No, they got him on bank fraud and tax evasion because that's what they could get him on, Tucker. Scumbag. Both of you.
Roger Stone is
Tucker's
scheduled to
gonna
be sentenced tomorrow in
Roger
federal
Stone
court.
didn't do
He
nothing
faces,
wrong.
As you know, 9 years in prison, effectively the rest of his life, for lying to Congress during the course of the Mueller investigation. Like the Russia collusion fantasy itself, Stone's prosecution was wholly political. It was a shocking insult to the American tradition of equal justice. Obama-appointed Judge Amy Berman Jackson, an open Democratic partisan, allowed a former congressional candidate, a Democrat, with a history of attacking Stone to run the jury in the case. Then Judge Jackson stripped Stone of his First Amendment rights. She threatened to send him to jail if he tried to defend himself in public. That's why Roger Stone isn't on this show tonight. He'd go to prison for it. The whole thing is enough to shake your faith in our justice system, unfortunately. President Trump could end this travesty in an instant with a pardon, and there are indications tonight that he will do that. In the last 24 hours, he's done the same for former police commissioner Bernie Kerik and for financier Michael Milken.
Bernie Kerik, 9/11, cover up, Michael Milken, CNP, a crook. Trump pardons both of them. Okay for Tucker. Both CNP guys, Bernie Kerik, aren't Zionists. Oh, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But then you get Tucker, like I played last show. If anybody believes separate from 9/11 being anything but the standard narrative, they should leave the country. They're traitors. Ridiculous.
Democrats will become unhinged if Trump pardons Roger Stone, but they're unhinged anyway. What has happened to Roger Stone should never happen to anyone in this country, of any political party, to Democrats as well, ever. It's completely immoral. It's wrong. Fixing it is the right thing to do, and in the end, that is the only thing that...
Now, this is from Media Matters, and yes, I understand David Brock is a scumbag, all right? But, you know, it's still... Tucker didn't apologize for it. He obviously said it. You can go back. I've listened to the clips. There's a lot of bullcrap here. And some of it's overblown. You know, the Democrats are going to overblown. You know, progressive outlets are going to overblown stuff. You know, they're going to virtue signal. But the main one that I took out of this one was that he defended Warren Jeffs. Now, I didn't know who the heck Warren Jeffs was. You know, because, you know, arranging marriage between a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old is not the same as pulling a stranger off the street and raping her. Okay. Yeah, but, you know, he's been accused of felony rape. You know, he just pretty much, you know, pretty much like Jeffers didn't do anything, all right? And Jeffs didn't do anything, all right? So who's Warren Jeffs? Who's Warren Jeffs? Because I didn't know who Warren Jeffs was. I mean, Carlson's running cover for him. I mean, Carlson, you know, at one time he said Michael Vick would have been executed and Warren Jeffs would be out on the street if he made the law, so Warren Jeffs didn't do anything. A teacher who molested a 13-year-old took pressure off the victim's female classmates because they wouldn't have to sleep with them, and talks about how, you know, that kid's the luckiest kid in school, and it's pattern, all right? Warren Jeffs is the president of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a polygamous denomination. In 2001, he was convicted of 2 felony counts of child sexual assault, for which he is currently serving a life sentence plus 20 years. FBI 10 most wanted fugitive. Rape as an accomplice, 2 counts, overturned by Utah Supreme Court, 2 charges of sexual account against a child. Yeah, of course Utah would. Corrupt Mormon bullcrap. This man had over 50 or 60 wives, some crazy number. Try to commit suicide like a coward. I mean, yeah. This guy was arranged child marriages. One of his underage wives was 12 years old. This is sick. Sick. And Tucker defended him. Sick. Oh, he's a racist too. The black race is the people through which the devil has always been able to bring evil onto the earth. Racist, a pedophile, a Mormon, which, you know, they're cult, a polygamist, is a horrible, just horrible human being. Tucker defended him. If it was up to Tucker, he would be on the streets a free man. Remember, Tucker, good friends with Dennis Hoff, go to the Bunny Ranch often. Tucker, VIP, Comet Pizza Ping Pong, and 2 restaurant reviews. Tucker, upstanding moral character. Tucker. Tucker won't apologize for his misogynistic comments on statutory rape or his defense of Warren Jeffs. when the video came out. Media Matters caught me saying something naughty on a radio show more than a decade ago. Yeah, standing up for a pedophile is naughty. And naughty. Naughty, 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 Tucker. And look, David Brock's a scumbag. Alright? They're all scumbags. It's all gotcha journalism, but it still don't matter. Sickening. Rather than express the usual ritual contrition, how about this? I'm on television every weeknight live for an hour. If you want to know what I think, you can watch. Anyone who disagrees with my views is welcome to come on and explain why. I would have. Had me on, Tucker. Had me on. Piece of shit. After he was 10 most wanted fugitives, Carlson slammed the criminal charges, calling them bullshit. Now, this guy may be a child rapist. I'm just telling you that arranging a marriage between a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old is not the same as pulling a stranger off the street and raping her. This is a ludicrous comparison, Tucker. It's a ludicrous freaking comparison. Of course, Tucker didn't have no problems of having Alan Dershowitz on multiple times after everything came out about Dershey. About his connections to Jeffrey Epstein and Virginia Roberts Giuffre and the allegations. Oh, no. No. I have no qualms about having Dershey on. No. No. Look at all them times. Look at all those times. Not a problem. Not a problem. Tucker Carlson gave Rachel Maddow her first break. Yeah, that's true. If it wasn't for Tucker Carlson, you probably wouldn't have Rachel Maddow. Anybody listening out there who's still, Trump's our guy, Tucker Carlson's our guy. I'm sorry I'm cursing you guys. I'm worked up. It's been a tough day. I mean, I almost missed a show with Lee because yesterday was my belated son's birthday. He would have been 9, so that's tough. Maybe that's the reason why I'm worn down. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm angry. Maybe I'm just tired of all these liars just going out lying in front of America, people eating it all up.
Maddow shaking her head preemptively. We haven't even started talking yet, and already you're going like that.
I read the speech, right? I paid attention to this all day. I was sitting upstairs and right outside your office, and I was kind of writing out arguments and things that I wanted to talk about. And then, on the television, in the corner of my eye, there's you sitting there smiling through Joe Scarborough.
Yes!
Showing Osama, Howard Dean, Osama, John Kerry, Osama, Ted Kennedy.
Didn't it blow your mind?
I'm actively mad at you.
Didn't it blow your mind?
It blew my mind that that's your take on it.
Isn't it uncanny? It's incredible. Every single talking point. And as I said to Joe, I am in no way comparing the moral. I'm not comparing.
I'm not comparing this.
The moral value
of talking points from the DNC.
It's incredible.
There's no comparison.
It's incredible. You could go through the whole list. I literally expected him to say Hillary in 08 in the end. I mean, every single line is like, I've heard it all before. Where is he getting this? How does he get the New York Times in his cave is my question.
Here's my question.
Yes.
Osama bin Laden, the whole mastermind.
If it wasn't for Tucker Carlson, you probably wouldn't have Rachel Maddow. And finally, I close with this. So people might ask me who Jack Abramoff is. So I'll read a little brief blurb that I have from a CMP PowerPoint presentation I'm working on. Jack Abramoff was an American lobbyist, a Meyer Lansky memorabilia owner, and an ardent Zionist. In 1985, Abramoff joined Citizens for America in the 1980s, a pro-Reagan neoconservative organization that helped Oliver North build support for the Nicaraguan Contras. In 1986, Reagan appointed Abramoff as a member of the United States Holocaust Memorial Council. The International Freedom Foundation, an organization founded by conservative activist Jack Abramoff, was recently exposed by senior South African military personnel as a cutout of the South African military and was active during apartheid. Abramoff lobbied for Native American tribes at casinos and was later convicted for fraud. The lobbyists, including Abramoff, charged the tribes an estimated $85 million in fees. Abramoff and others grossly overbilled their clients, secretly splitting the multi-million-dollar profits. CNP members Ralphie Reed Jr., Tom DeLay, who was member of the United States House of Representatives from Texas and House Majority Leader from 2003 to 2005, and Grover Norquist were involved in a scam but were never indicted or convicted in the casino scam. Abramoff and his partner Adam Kiddan were also convinced in another scam for using a fake wire transfer to make lenders believe they had made a $23 million down payment in order to qualify for a $60 million loan to purchase the Sun Cruise Casino. 9/11 hijackers were supposedly on Sun Cruise Casino boats before the 9/11 attacks. And that was from an account by Gus Bolus. Abramoff served 43 months in prison and had to repay millions of dollars to his victims in the United States Internal Revenue Service. Finally, George from CabDev.org, and I believe since Abramoff fought to get rid of the labor standards as a lobbyist on the Mariana Islands and took politicians on trips to the Mariana Islands, he may have been allegedly been operating a human trafficking ring on the islands. Abramoff was known to use prostitutes for his lobbying efforts. So just a real scumbag. Abramoff is just a real scumbag around Contra, ripping off the Native Americans in the Sun Cruise Casino scandal. Being good friends with Grover Norquist. Grover Norquist later would work with the Antigua Bank to help fund Al Qaeda. What happened was the Hunt brothers, when they tried to corner the silver market in the 1980s, the government was going to seize their silver. And I'm going to try to get the day up that it happened. It was known as Silver Thursday, March 27, 1980. So the Hunt brothers, to get their silver, because they didn't want the government to take care of their silver, took 3 planes worth of silver and stored it in the Antigua Bank that was in Switzerland, and Antigua Bank would later fund Al Qaeda. Okay, so Abramoff is just a horrible human being. Trash, utter trash. So let's listen to Tucker Carlson, toast Council for National Policy long-term member Jack Abramoff.
This is my first book. I don't know if it'll be my last book. We'll see if anybody reads it, and in which case it may be my last book. But I'm incredibly grateful to you for what you've done and for believing in me and putting the resources out and being also very good friends of ours. And of course, Janet Fallon, who's here, who's telling me to speak louder. I don't know if you can hear me in the back. Janet goes with me to each of these interviews and has a variety of hand signals like, Dad, speak up, and stand up, and sit up, and faster, cut it, stop it. She's like an NFL coach on the sidelines, but I'd like her to put a clipboard over her mouth sometimes. That doesn't unfortunately happen. But Janet I've known for years. We share so many mutual friends, and Janet's very fortunate. I tried to hire Janet. Unfortunately, Janet didn't get hired, so Janet therefore didn't grace one of the other facilities that I was at. And I don't have a tail and horns, and I don't, I'm not Satan.
Middle name is Hannibal.
Right, that's a Hannibal Lecter, as she lovingly calls me.
Thank you all for coming. It's an honor for me to host a book party for Jack. A lot of my neighbors came in a show of support, the entire Partridge Lane community showing out for Jack. A number of people have asked me, why are you having a book party for Jack Abramoff? Are you a close old friend of Jack's? And I said, I've actually known Jack for a long time, haven't been close friends with him for a long time, and I'm doing it for 2 reasons, both of which are completely heartfelt. And the first is that I think Jack is a genuinely nice person. Whatever you have read or seen, and I think the book will give evidence of this.
That's a lot that you're going to go out on a limb for a guy that you claim isn't a close friend. You're lying, Tucker. You're giving cover because you know that Jack Abramoff is a piece of human garbage.
There's a decency that emanates from him, despite all other accounts. I've experienced it personally, and I think
even mob bosses can be nice to their friends and family, Tucker. Okay?
real, I'm willing to vouch for that. And the other reason is, just as a matter of personal philosophy, I don't trust anyone who hasn't been humiliated in public. And I say, yes! And I say that as someone who's been on Dancing with the Stars, but more than that, I say that as someone who's philosophically committed to the truth that unless you fail, and I don't mean in a minor, like I didn't live up to my personal expectations today kind of way, but in a real way, where your neighbors avert their gaze when you pull into your driveway at night, where people think you're a loser. If you haven't had that experience, then you really don't know yourself very well, and you don't know your limits. You don't know what you're capable of, and more important, you don't know what you're not capable of, especially in a city that is given to quick and phony judgments about other people. The underlying point being, I'm better than him. I raise a middle finger to those people. And I raise a glass to Jack Abramoff, and I'm proud to do so. So, cheers. Here.
Yep. Jack Abramoff, Iran-Contra, Marianas Island sex scandal, Sun Cruise casino scandal. Good man. Good man. Alright, that's all I got this evening. Probably be my last stream on Tucker. Unless people could send me some more things. We've read the documents at protonmail.com. I want to thank you to Dark Cooper. Help me out for this. And Jason from #OurGuys as well. If I forgot someone else who helped me, I apologize. I'm tired and it's late. But yeah, Tucker is just a real piece of work. I'd love actually to do a genealogy episode of Tucker and his extended family and the Swanson aspects with his stepmother, with Mark from Houstonic Live. If Mark ever gets the time, I know he's busy with a lot of stuff too. I don't want to add anything else to his plate, but I think it would be good. All right, you guys, take care. Till next time, always read the documents. Good night, everybody. God bless you.